Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is Ayu and I am as a moderator today. This is AJ as candidate A, Achap as candidate B and Adam as candidate C. Okay, so today we are going to talk about electronic media on young people. As we know, electronic media such as mobile phone, online gaming and computer has become part of our daily routine. We use it for communication, learning and also entertainment almost every day. However, I think we also need to look at negative and positive side on young people. So let's begin with our first aspect today, which is mental health. When we use it oftenly, it can affect emotional and psychological well-being. Candidate A, would you like to start?
Good morning, first of all, and thank you. Moderator, in my opinion, electronic media can greatly affect the mental health of young people. One of the main reasons is social media encourages unhealthy comparisons. Young people tend to compare themselves with people outside through achievements, appearance, and more. When they constantly see curated posts online, as a result, they may feel inadequate and insecure of themselves. Over time, this can contribute stress, anxiety, and even depression.
Sorry to interrupt candidate A, but I would like to say about another important point. Cyberbullying has become increasingly common on online platforms, and its effect can be extremely harmful. Negative comment, public humiliation, or online harassment can severely damage a person's self-confidence and emotional stability.
I completely agree with you, candidate C. Like face-to-face bullying, harmful messages on social media can spread quickly and remain accessible for a long time. This often makes the emotional impact even more difficult to overcome. It can leave lasting effects on a person's mental and emotional well-being.
That's a very important point. Otherwise, I also believe constant notification and the pressure to stay connected on the device is also can bring mentally exhausting. This is because many people today they feel pressure to always check on their devices and obligated to reply immediately. So, this constant connectivity can lead to mental fatigue and difficulty to relaxing.
Exactly, it's create an unhealthy expectation where people feel they must always be available. Over time, this pressure can increase stress levels.
I agree with both candidate A and C. Sometimes young people may not immediately realize the negative effect until they start feeling emotionally drained, overwhelmed, and unmotivated. Excessive exposure to online content can also make them feel isolated even when they are constantly interacting with others. That is why raising awareness about mental health is extremely important.
Well said, everyone. So from this first point, it is very clear that electronic media can affect mental health through social comparison, cyberbullying, and the pressure of constant connectivity. Maintaining a balance between online and offline life is essential for protecting mental health. Thank you, candidate A, for your main point. Now let's move on to our second point, where I will talk about self-esteem. Self-esteem refers to how individuals perceive, value, and appreciating themselves. By today's digital age, electronic media plays a major role in shaping how young people view themselves. Personally, I believe that while social media can boost confidence, it also can create unrealistic expectations that often lead to self-doubt and insecurities. For instance, young people are constantly exposed to carefully edited photos and impressive achievements. Many of them begin comparing themselves to others and feel they are not attractive enough. Candidate, what are your thoughts on this?
I completely agree, moderator. Social media often presents an idealized version of reality. As a result, many young people compare their everyday life carefully with the curated posts again. This can eventually make them feel inadequate, insecure, and dissatisfied with themselves.
If I may add, candidate A, like, comment, and follower also play a significant role. Many young people today measure their value based on the amount of attention they receive online. When their posts fail to gain enough engagement, they may feel ignored or rejected.
That's true, candidate C. In fact, this constant need for approval can become emotionally exhausting. Some young people may even delete posts simply because they do not receive enough likes. This clearly shows how social media can affect their confidence and emotional well-being.
Exactly, Henry. when individuals become overly dependent over time, they may gradually lose sight of their own strength and personal achievements.
I completely agree with all of you. That's why young people need to understand that their worth cannot be determined by number on a screen.
However, electronic media is not entirely negative. When used wisely, it can also help boost self-esteem. For example, supportive comment, motivational content, and positive online communities can make young people feel encouraged.
That's a great point, candidate B. Social media can indeed serve as a platform where individuals showcase their talents and receive recognition for their abilities.
Exactly, candidate C. It also allows people to connect with others who share similar interests and experiences. This sense of belonging can greatly improve confidence and help individuals develop a more positive self-image.
Well said, candidate B. Electronic media certainly has both positive and negative effect on young people today. Its impact depends on how young people use it and manage it to use in daily. So we can conclude that electronic media has significant influence on young people's self-esteem. While it can inspire confidence, foster connection, and provide emotional support, and reliance on vehicle validation can be harmful. Therefore, young people should focus on appreciating their own strength, embrace individuality, and building confidence through real-life experience. Okay, now let's move to our next aspect, which is addiction. Addiction refers to a condition where individuals are unable to control their usage of electronic. With that in mind, candidate B, since this is your main point, would you like to explain further?
Sure, so let's start. Addiction happens when young people cannot control their usage of electronic media such as social media, online games, and streaming videos. In many cases, they spend excessive hours online without realizing how much time has passed. As a result, they tend to neglect important responsibilities such as completing assignments, maintaining sleep schedules, and even spending time with family. Over time, this behavior can develop into a habit that is difficult to break, leading to a lack of balance in daily life.
Sorry to interrupt, and I think one of the main reasons this happens is because many platforms are intentionally designed to keep users engaged. Features like infinite scrolling, autoplay videos, personal recommendation, and constant notification make users continually using the app without realizing how long they have been online.
Exactly, candidate. That is what makes electronic media is so addictive. Once users start scrolling or watching, it becomes very difficult to stop because the content is continuously updated and highly engaging. This often leads to poor time management and unhealthy routines. In fact, some students may even sacrifice their sleep, study time, and revision just to stay online longer.
I agree with that, and I would also like to say that addiction can seriously affect discipline and academic performance when students spend too much on gadgets. They delay their assignment and lose focus on their study. This eventually leads to lower productivity and poor time management.
Yes, that's true, candidate C. Plus, addiction can also affect mental focus and daily routines. When someone is constantly distracted by their phone or games, it becomes difficult to concentrate on important tasks, even simple ones. Therefore, self-control plays a very important role in managing gadget usage. Young people need to be aware of their screen time and learn how to balance it with responsibilities.
Yes, so it is very clear that media addiction effect can affect the time management, discipline, and even self-control. If it is not controlled properly, it can disrupt our daily routine and academic performance. Therefore, young people should practice to balance usage of electronic media. And self-discipline are key to prevent addiction from becoming a serious problem. That's such a very good and clear explanation, candidate B. Thank you. Now we move on to our final aspect, which is physical health. Physical health refers to the condition of the body and how it is affected by daily habits and daily life. Candidate C, since this is our last point, could you please elaborate?
Thank you, moderator. In my opinion, electronic media can have significant negative impact on physical health, especially when it used often without control. Firstly, prolonged screen time can cause eye strain, dryness, and blurred vision. This happens because users focus on screens for a long period without testing their eyes properly. Over time, it may lead to more serious vision discomfort. Then many young people spend hours sitting in the same position while using their phone, laptop or gaming device. This sedentary behavior can lead to poor posture, neck pain, back pain and muscle stiffness. If it continues for a long period, it may even affect spinal health.
May I interrupt? Yeah, and I think it also affects sleep quality. Many students use their phone late at night, which delays their sleep and reduces their rest time. This makes them feel tired and less energetic the next day.
Exactly, candidate A. Poor sleep pattern are another serious effect. When young people do not get enough rest, it can weaken their immune system and affect their concentration, mood and daily performance.
I agree. On top of that, long screen exposure also encourages a more inactive lifestyle. Instead of going outside or doing physical activities, many young people prefer spending time on social media or games.
Yes, that's true, candidate B. And when this becomes a habit, it can increase the risk of long-term health issues such as obesity, fatigue, and low energy levels. Therefore, it is very important for young people to balance their screen time with regular exercise and healthy routines.
So it is very clear here that often usage of electronic media can negatively affect our physical health in many ways, including eye strain, poor posture, and lack of sleep. So young people should practice a balanced lifestyle by limiting their screen time and staying physically active through exercise and outdoor activities. With that, we have finished our discussion. Thank you everyone for your valuable contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you.